Hi, my name is Kate McMahon, and thank you so much for joining us today for What's Happening. Very excited to introduce you to our guests from Massachusetts Breast Cancer Coalition. First, I'd like to say hello to Allie Crockett.
Hi, Kate. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. And Betty Ann Beavis.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So impressive. You guys have been co-chairs of this event for 24 years. That's
Yes, we have.
Yep.
what dedication.
We've seen a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time and obvious dedication. Is there anything in particular that brought you both to this organization?
My sister was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2001, and we really couldn't find an organization that focused on prevention. There were a lot of my friends that were diagnosed as well, and so MBCC came up on our radar, and since then we're working toward prevention. So
I love that. I love
Yes.
that. Betty Ann, perhaps you could give us a brief overview about the mission?
Okay, so Mass Breast Cancer Coalition is dedicated in preventing, we're talking about prevention in the environment and educating people as far as, what they can do. And also, they've done a lot of research on the Cape for breast cancer and changing some of the public policies that are out there.
That's great. I think we do on the Cape have a higher prevalence
Yes,
than
we
other
do.
parts of the state.
Yep.
That's great to be doing that research to figure
Right,
out what's going on and where it's coming from. It's the only way, really, to have the research to be able to make policy changes.
absolutely.
And can you tell us a little bit why prevention is so critical?
Well, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I went through the whole process of chemo and radiation, and I did the genetic testing also, and I had no genetic link to it, and I did a lot of when I went to school, I did a lot with the environment, and that's where I met Cheryl. I was going to school at UMass Boston. I met Cheryl Osimo, who is the director of Breast Cancer Coalition, and she said, "When you're all done here, you come find me," and I did. And that's how I started working with Mass Breast Cancer Coalition. But I've always, done a lot of research about the environment and things like that. And there's so many things that have not, the chemicals that are out there have not been approved. I don't remember, I don't think I wrote it down, but there's a lot of chemicals that we have in our environment that have never been tested.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. My husband was a water commissioner in Katuitt
okay.
for 2 terms. And, that's pretty much the number one priority at the water department is to measure and
Right.
and make certain that they, whatever it is within the limits. And
Right.
fortunately, we have some good water in COMM
Right.
and Katuitt. Allie, we're here today to talk about an event that's coming up in June, and it's Against the Tide.
Yes.
Share.
Yes. So Against the Tide is MBCC's fundraising event of the year, one of them. The one on Cape Cod takes place at DCR's Nickerson State Park on June 21st, which is coming up in
Yeah.
8 weeks or so, 7 weeks. It is a rain or shine event. It's a morning event, family friendly. Registration starts at 7 a.m., but we do encourage people to register online
Sure.
at mbcc.org/swim.
Okay.
And you can, if you register online or in person, you can be an individual participant or a team participant. I actually have a team, so there's more of us to go around and do the different events. So what are the events? The 8 o'clock starts a swim, the U.S. Masters swim, 1 mile, and then after that is a competitive 1 mile swim. And then after that is the recreational half mile and mile swim. So that's happening, and then after the swim is started, the run starts.
There's a run.
There's a run. So there is a USA track and field certified 5K and 10K run at 9 o'clock, and then at 9:05, as soon as all the runners jaunt out, there's a fitness walk, and that is 3 miles. So there's a lot going on,
Yes.
a lot of energy. We do a warm-up at 7:35 to get everybody ready and gather on the beach. So you can register online or in person the day of the event.
So about the runs, are those are the courses all within the park?
Yes.
Oh, great. So people don't even have to leave the park and get on 6A or anything like that. Oh, that's wonderful.
Absolutely,
That's
yes.
great.
There are safety measures, so the Brewster Fire Department, EMS is there, also the Mass Environmental Police, all the Nickerson Park Rangers are there, and the Cape Cod National Seashore Lifeguards are there too.
That's
So there's
good.
kayaks in the water, and all the volunteers, the MBCC volunteers and
Sure.
other volunteers.
That's wonderful that you all take safety so seriously.
Absolutely,
Makes
yes.
a big difference.
Right,
It
we,
sure
we
does.
check everyone that goes in the water, and we check everyone that comes out of the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's-
so there is a method to that, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very organized. So as soon as you arrive at the park, there's a volunteer to tell you where to park, and then we get on a bus for a very short ride to the pond. And then that's where all the sponsors and the registration is. Everyone gets a T-shirt and a goodie bag and a bib with a number.
That's
So-
awesome. And now I know you have vendors. Who do we have that is supporting our local race here?
We really appreciate our local vendors and our local sponsors. 2 of them are Ira Toyota of Hyannis and Orleans, and also the Cape Cod Healthcare.
Right.
So you can
That's great.
find out more about the vendors and sponsors by going to the website.
Oh, okay. That's good news.
We also have Home Depot helps a lot with. We have flags, and they have the buckets with the
Yes.
flags,
Oh,
and they
sure.
come and help us. And
The setup.
also Shaw's of Orleans, they come and bring stuff. But we do have other vendors that come to the beach too.
That's great.
Yeah.
Nice to have that community involvement. Now, Ellie, you did mention that it's family friendly, which is great. But what about if you're like me and you might not be comfortable jumping into the event for the first time? Sorry, no pun intended. How do you feel about people just showing up to see how the operation runs?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh
We
yes,
welcome
it's fun.
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
It's fun to come and watch and
Yeah. Okay.
cheer everybody on.
Yep.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
What would you like our audience to know? Is there anything in particular? I know we already explained how you go about registering for the event and preferring to do that online at mbcc.org/swim. And I think you mentioned you have a group that swims with you, and you love that.
We each do a different component. So some people swim, some people walk. We don't have any runners yet, so it would really be nice for some runners to come out. It is an important event, and the camaraderie around this cause. You see grandmothers, grandfathers, little kids, babies. It's heartwarming. There's a bittersweetness about it. Yeah. We all get together and do our warm up together, and
Wonderful.
yes.
That's great. So is there anything else that you would like to mention?
Well, I think it's important to mention that the money that we make from these events helps with the research. And back in, I think it was 1994, NBCC was founded in 91, and then realized that we needed research. So we had, their sister organization is Silent Springs Institute.
Yes.
And Silent Spring has done a lot of the research on the Cape, and being involved in some of the studies that they've done with the water, and then they did some on the dust, and all different things, which has really been helpful for us to know what's going on here on the Cape.
Sure,
And,
sure.
So the money that we raise helps with their doing their research.
Yeah. It's
And
important work.
And it's important, especially
is.
now with things that are happening. I think we really need that support from people
Yeah.
in the community.
Yes.
So,
I agree.
yeah. And when you look at it, it's 1 in 8 women are going to be diagnosed with breast cancer. And, I went on vacation with my friends, and there were 4 of us, and 3 of us had breast cancer. So, and it's something that really we need to.
We need to figure it out.
We need to figure it out, right?
We need to figure it
I
out.
mean,
Because those are,
because
that's something else.
Our grandchildren, my grandchildren, my children, and my grandchildren. That's why I'm here. That's why I
Yes.
do it.
Yes.
Because you can teach them, but it's really hard.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I grew up on the Cape most of my life, so in Falmouth. So whether it was where I grew up, I don't know. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So there's all those ifs. So.
And also the program Let's Talk Prevention
Right.
is in the schools.
It's in the schools, right?
And
Oh.
Yep.
that kind of work is so important
Right.
to get the youth to understand.
Exactly. Yeah. And that could probably be found on the website too.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Right.
Great.
And also, I wanted to mention we have a mural of honor, and I've worked that a few times, but it's really, I'm just going to cry. I'm just thinking about it because I put my friend on there every year since I've come, and where you can write a little note, or a dedication or a memory of somebody who's going through breast cancer or who has died from breast cancer. And, it's just really nice. I mean, because that's what the event, like we talk about, people come, and there are people that we don't see the next year because they've passed away, or they've come and they have no hair, or, so it's something that it gives them a place to come and be able to be themselves too,
Yes.
That's wonderful. It's a very good point.
Yeah,
Very good point.
so.
Well, thank you so much
Well,
for
thank
being
you.
here
Yeah.
and sharing more with our audience about this awesome event. Again, it's going to be June 21st at Nickerson State
Yes.
Park.
Yes.
Nickerson State Park.
In
Yeah.
Brewster, yeah.
Yeah, in Brewster. All right. Well,
Right.
thanks again.
Thank you,
Thank
Kate.
you.
And thank you for joining us today for What's Happening.